Amingo is a pretty cool cactus dude with a big sombrero who can help you out in battle with his plant buddies, so in case you want the best plant ever on your team, here's a guide to help you out. While low tier, Amingo has trouble getting around in the air whilst being quite slow, but he has some very damaging normals on the ground to make up for this. Amingo isn't going to blow you away with insane mix-up, cross-up, or punish potential, but he does have lots of funny looking moves, decent supers, and some of the most damaging normals in the game. Some of Amingo's pros include that his standing heavy punch and jumping heavy kick are some of the most damaging normals in the game, his normals overall have good range, his supers have decent utility to stop the opponent's pressure and to continue the combo via a DHC, and his cactus kids can be utilized to frustrate the opponent. Some of Amingo's cons include that he lacks good air mobility options, and although you can cactus dash in the air, it's quite laggy. He has a big hurt box, which means he is easy to combo. None of his moves are abusable for easy damage or kills. His supers are weak and is very easy to be locked down if the opponent is playing a character like Sentinel. Due to his low tier nature, Amingo's assists aren't very useful. His alpha assist gives you a life up bonus which recovers a bit of life, his beta assist increases your defense, and his gamma assist shoots him forward, hitting the opponent multiple times. Since none of his assists are that good, it's up to you to decide which one you want on your team. I'd personally go with the gamma assist since you could potentially use it to catch the opponent off guard or start a combo with it. Standing Light Punch is a quick forward jab with Amingo's arm. It has 9 startup frames, 4 active frames, and 12 recovery frames. Standing Medium Punch is mostly combo filler and it doesn't have much practical use. It has 7 startup frames, 6 active frames, and 29 recovery frames. Standing Heavy Punch is the most damaging normal in the game, whilst being Amingo's longest poke and can be made safe with a special cancel. You want to use this move often. It has 21 startup frames, 39 active frames, and 40 recovery frames. Standing Light Kick is a generic light kick with decent range. It has 7 startup frames, 2 active frames, and 17 recovery frames. Standing Medium Kick is combo filler with little to no pushback which you can use to combo into supers. It has 10 startup frames, 3 active frames, and 18 recovery frames. Standing Heavy Kick looks pretty cool, and you can actually combo after it in the corner with a super. Use this move for swag points. It has 13 startup frames, 6 active frames, and 35 recovery frames. Crouching Light Punch is essentially Standing Light Punch, but it hits low. It has 8 startup frames, 2 active frames, and 16 recovery frames. Crouching Medium Punch is one of Amingo's launches, and it should be used after a crouching low attack. It has 13 startup frames, 3 active frames, and 28 recovery frames. Crouching Heavy Punch is a slow but damaging low poke that travels far. It hits twice when performed up close, which leads to great damage. It has 16 startup frames, 36 active frames, and 39 recovery frames. Down Forward Heavy Punch is nearly identical to Crouching Medium Punch. It can be followed up with an air combo. It has 16 startup frames, 36 active frames, and 39 recovery frames. Crouching Light Kick is a low kick that comes out fast, but that's about it. It has 9 startup frames, 3 active frames, and 20 recovery frames. Crouching Medium Kick is a low launcher that sends the opponent into the air. It has 12 startup frames, 2 active frames, and 28 recovery frames. Crouching Heavy Kick is a spin that knocks down. You can combo into a super in the corner. It has 12 startup frames, 2 active frames, and 36 recovery frames. Down Forward Heavy Kick is identical to Crouching Medium Kick. It has 12 startup frames, 2 active frames, and 36 recovery frames. Jumping Light Punch is mainly just Standing Light Punch but in the air. It has 6 startup frames, 4 active frames, and 16 recovery frames. Jumping Medium Punch is Down Forward Heavy Punch but in the air. It has 8 startup frames, 3 active frames, and 22 recovery frames. Jumping Heavy Punch is a giant smash attack that looks awesome and knocks the opponent down to the ground. It has 12 startup frames, 4 active frames, and 34 recovery frames. Jumping Light Kick is just Crouching Light Kick but in the air with a downward angle. It has 6 startup frames, 5 active frames, and 21 recovery frames. Jumping Medium Kick is a basic air combo filler. It has 9 startup frames, 4 active frames, and 28 recovery frames. Jumping Heavy Kick is one of Amingo's best moves as it has a huge hitbox and does great damage. The hitbox is also very oppressive for characters who don't have great defensive options. It has 11 startup frames, 5 active frames, and 23 recovery frames. Performed with a quarter circle forward motion and a punch, Cactus Dash is Amingo's most used special move due to it being a combo ender that does decent damage. It can be performed on the ground or in the air. Performed with a quarter circle back motion and a punch, Cactus Bounce is a short bounce attack that can be used to end combos for small damage. However, this move isn't used very often as it does tend to miss the opponent quite a lot of the time. Performed with a quarter circle forward motion and light kick, Child of the Earth Punch involves Amingo sending out one of his cactus kids that slowly travels forward to punch the opponent. The minion's direction doesn't change after you send him out, so this move does have a little bit of mix-up potential. Performed with the quarter circle forward motion and heavy kick, Child of the Earth Kick is nearly identical to the previous move, but the Cactus Kid kicks instead of punches. This move does the same amount of damage as the punch version, so it's up to you to choose which special move you want to do. Performed with a quarter circle back motion and any kick button, Child of the Earth Grab sends out a Cactus Kid that grabs the opponent with an unblockable grab. However, the Cactus Kid can be destroyed easily. All the Child of the Earth moves will be destroyed by any move from the opponent. They can go one screen length without getting dizzy, and you can summon up to 2 of them at once. Performed with a quarter circle back motion and both punches, Amingo catches the opponent with a small vine on the ground and then proceeds to initiate party time with them as a special guest. This move does decent damage, but it looks pretty funny. Performed with the quarter circle forward motion and both kicks, Sun's Blessing transforms Amingo into a huge vertical vine that grows to hit the opponent multiple times. You can button mash during the super for more damage. This move is easy to miss if the opponent is far away, so make sure you're very close to the opponent when going for the super move. The most basic combo for Amingo is the Magic series ending with heavy cactus dash in the air, but here are some other combos you can try out. Some of Amingo's most popular partners are Sanson, Shumagorath, Tron, Jin, Venom, Sentinel, BB Hood, Akuma, Captain Commander, and Cyclops. These characters, especially the high tiers, will help you win matches as they make up for Amingo's low placement on the tier list. That's all I've got for Amingo in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Overall, Amingo is a low tier character with minimal mix-up potential and poor movement options, but what he lacks in those regards, he makes up for in the fun factor and his standing heavy punch and jumping heavy kick normals, as these moves are incredibly good and will help you win a match. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.